see, my dad's father was actually into logging. And then my mom's father was the one in charge of putting in sandfill and sand at Ayala Alabang, Sir Bert. So my sister apparently is the one who's in charge actually of Unilever's distributorship program. So during this historical, as I say it, you can see there's a lot of different timelines. And there was actually one day when I was a kid, my dad and my mom had a business called FT Trucking, Fernandez Tumacder Trucking Services. And we were collecting waste and transporting it to the Smoky Mountain. So when I was a little boy, my first playmates were actually drivers and helpers. So I was very accustomed. Barkada ko yan. When I wake up in the morning, I'll play my toys with them. So they were never sakit ng ulo to me. Unlike others who would think, baka drivers, mahirap, pasaway yan. In my case, they were like normal people. So in year 2000, after college, I was actually a van salesman. I was in charge of selling shampoo like Sunsilk, Cream Silk, Rexona Axe, and I was given a territory which is Kupang Buli. So at a young age, I was exposed to supply chain. We were doing clusterings, we were doing grassroots marketing. I would, sell. Ate, meron kaming bagong product, pangpaganda ng buhok. I was selling shampoo, and that's where I learned the craft of salesmanship. So, my vision is actually to connect the transport and warehousing, or the logistics network. And allow me to share with you my experience. This is our warehouse now for Unilever. We're now catering the Metro Manila. We're actually also catering Nueva Ecija and Aurora. So in these warehouses, we have approximately about 50 to 60 trucks. And about, what we do is we buy stock and then we sell it. So we're actually the ones in charge of the last mile delivery for the B2B. So this is our warehouse in Nueva Ecija. And our family is actually the top distributor for Unilever Philippines. So as you can see, we also won the best in warehouse. And it's really a privilege to be part of this team. So one day, we got a call from Universal Robina Corporation, and they wanted us to also be their distributor. So we were first given territory of Bulacan, half of Bulacan, until they also gave us this Bataan. So as you can see, we covered, after 1 year of operations, we were able to increase their sales by 3 times. So URC saw this again, and from there, they also gave us another territory, which is in Zambales, and another one which is in Pangasinan. So I personally was the one living in the warehouses, and I had a hard time dealing with living inside the warehouses, so I told my titos to please take over and just allow me to run my transport trucks. But before that happened, I'm very happy that we also won the best in warehouse practices in last year's GWP audit results, which shows that our team have this expertise in warehousing. So I was able to buy my first truck, and of course, I had the Tito, my mentor, Tito Pone. He exposed me to sand. So I was delivering to the batching plant. I was delivering to the hardwares. And you know how it is in the country when there's rain. I didn't have any sales. So how do I pay for my loan? Of course, I had to be creative. I had to innovate. So what did I do? I asked my driver, Kuya, saan tayo babiyahe? Wala akong pangsahod sa'yo. So that driver told me, Boss, let's go to the port. It's like, what pier? What pier? So there's containers there. So when I got to Delpan and I saw thousands of containers, I was like, what? This is like Lego in Disneyland, combined. I'm like, this is how the economy works. So I first saw pink containers, of course. And then I knocked on the door of To Go, and from there I was able to buy one truck. He gave me an opportunity to do hustling. until about 8 trucks. And then from there, I didn't have a parking space in the port. So I told myself, how do I park my trucks? So I got a deal with the gas station to allow me, and I found out that she's also from the same school. So that's cool. So technically, I asked her if I can park in her gas station. And then one day in Christmas, I got a phone call. Can you service our plant? I'm like, what? Santa Rosa plant of Coca-Cola will shut down without sugar. So I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? Can I borrow your trucks? What do you mean? I saw your trucks parked at the gas station in Christmas, and it's the only trucks. And, okay, and I don't have a contract. And then what they said is, we'll just pay you in January. So, okay, sometimes you just have to give and take, right? So I did that, and then from 3 trucks, I was able to increase my Coca-Cola fleet to approximately 30 units. So with Coca-Cola, I learned a lot, global best practice, different innovations. They're very aggressive in this. You can see it in length. And then from there, I was able to also work with Cemex. Cemex is considered the top in the construction industry. If you see the Forbes top for last year is Cemex. So with both of these multinationals, I was able to really observe how to operate in a ISO company, because I never had that. So my mission actually is to be able to do that. And next year, we already have that in our pipeline. So to go with beverages, and then we were able to do domestic shipping, we were able to do construction, fast-moving consumer goods. We work with Universal Rubina, Liwayway, Pilmico for their arena. I did international import and export with Nippon, DB Schenker, DHL. I also work with JG Summit, NutriAsia, and of course, LBC. I have a fleet of about 180 tractor heads, and as you can see, I have hubs. So later on, you will see that through these hubs, you can actually elude truck ban, okay? This is something that I learned when I traveled with my parents when we went to Portugal, and we went to Amazon in America. I saw how they operate. With all of those, what do I do now? Allow me to show you what I've done lately with all of the customers. And mind you, I'm not asking for more customers because I can't take now. But I want you to know that we did this strategic partnership with another principal, and we were able to provide airline dispatching. So I was thinking, if you go to the airport, you always look ETA, right? What if I put in all of those airline in all of the warehouses of my customers? The trigger is the app. So just before they leave, departure, when they click on the departure, that transmits to the other side. The other side now can prepare for the cargo that's being delivered. We don't even have to call the drivers where you are. What are you doing? Because embedded in my app is departure, arrival, waiting for documentation, in transit, all of these small components that you have to click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we see it in the control tower. So it becomes like a seamless way of working in the transport industry. And then you can predict the time. And because the trucks that we contracted are brand new, it doesn't break down. So it's reliable. The drivers are comfortable. So there's air conditioning, there's applications, there's even beds behind the trucks. So with that one, with being precise, we wanted this system to be called acronize. So why acronize? It's synchronize. It's optimize. So what do we do? Do you know that I do 2 trips a day with this program? How? The question is how. It's really about collaboration. You can ask me how. You can ask my friends from Cemex. We're doing the same. Very inspirational. Cemex. We do 2 drivers per truck. The only company that pays to have 2 drivers per truck. In the beginning, I wasn't even considered to be part of that program. But one guy didn't make it work, so I was able to get in. And the instructions were simple. Make 2 trips a day, have 2 drivers. I'm like, what? 2 drivers, 2 trips, okay. So I thought about it. I saw the simulation. I told them, the only way to make it work is simple. Allow me to have a hub. So what is a hub? A hub is something like that one. Like a yard goating is what they call it, right? So instead of going directly to the warehouse where there's just one big opening, you have to wait for your truck to get unloaded for 30 minutes. Imagine I have to send 30 trucks there, and every 30 minutes they unload one. It takes about 2 days to have a truck turn around. That's why drivers, they're now paid on a monthly basis because you can't really predict. Before it was per trip, now it's all monthly. Because if you don't, they're just gonna leave you, seriously. So with this one, with the hubs and then the transport management system and the warehouse management system, I was able to present this opportunity to Cemex, and I'm just very fortunate that they saw it in our company. Now we have about 15 brand new trucks with them, and we're doing a lot of innovation. As you can see, Cemex Go is really a super app that's just driving me to push forward with technology. We also have to understand what machine learning is, artificial intelligence. We're now in the process of, identifying supply chain robotics. So Ebot is my mom's name. It's an efficiency robot that can compute supply chain end to end. From all the warehouses, you don't have to call each warehouse and ask for inventory. From the port, if you have a blockchain that can transmit to all the plants, and then from the sales teams can now do the demand planning. So from there, you have like really just-in-time inventory and lower the inventory cost down. Lower the transportation cost down. You don't even have to have that much warehouses. So with all of those, why am I doing it? No, I really believe that there's a big shortage of truck drivers, and if I don't beef up my program, I don't want to get disrupted. I want to be part of that disruption. But my mission is to be able to provide a better job for Filipinos, and if it means that I have to send my drivers abroad, then so be it. I want to be part of that company that really sends them there for 10 months, come back here for 2 months, send them back again, and when you come back after 30 years, I give you your retirement pay. It's not like other agencies that, don't think about their drivers. So, I got a hold of a nice slide that shows how great Filipinos are. As you can see, compared to the other countries, there's about 1.5 million overseas workers in Southeast Asia. So there's just about 100,000, and even if you combine all of them, there won't even be half. So just shows how Filipinos are so trainable, so dynamic. And let me ask you, PayPal is here. The programmers for PayPal is here. Uber Freight, they're here. There's a lot of these tech companies that come here because Filipinos are so good in communication, so good in thinking, easy to work with. And, if I can just tap onto the global market of, you saw the shortage of drivers, and send these drivers abroad and really help push the country forward. What else is there to do? I don't have to buy that much trucks, honestly. But our purpose is to develop our company to become world-class and send our trucks and drivers abroad. So I'm one with Richard and Rebecca's mission. I know the problems, Sir Bert, and I don't want to dwell on them. I want to innovate, commit mistakes, integrate, collaborate, and from there, find solutions that matter. And I sincerely hope that, somehow, some way, we can all work together. So let's really push the country forward and reach for better logistics. I know of other things, a lot more, but I don't have time anymore. And that's just good because I have to tap on the IP before I tell you all of the plans. I have super plans, but for that, I want to thank you all for listening to me. I hope I was able to share with you something. And in Actrotrans, transform. That's all we want you to know.